Welcome students to the new video. In this video we are going to see how to find multiplicative inverse. Okay, so this is exercise 1.1 question 4, multiplicative inverse. So first of all, what we'll see what is meant by multiplicative inverse, and there is also one more name to that term multiplicative inverse. You know what is that called as? Multiplicative inverse is also called as reciprocal. Yes, so 5 by 8, if the number is 5 by 8, then the multiplicative or inverse of this number is that number. If you multiply 5 by 8 by that number, you will get the answer 1. So can you tell me what should be this number? It will be 8 by 5, because 8 will get cancelled, 5 will get cancelled, and our answer will be 1 by 1 multiplied by 1 by 1, so it will be 1. Simple. So similarly, if the question is minus 2 by 3, then the multiplicative inverse will be that number. If you multiply minus 2 by 3 to that number, you will get the answer 1. So first of all, as this is negative, you will have to multiply by negative, then only minus into minus will become plus 1, right? So if the number is negative, multiplicative inverse has to be negative. You only have to change the numerator and denominator, you have to reverse it, right? So 2 by 3 becomes 3 by 2. 3 gets cancelled, 2 gets cancelled, the answer is 1. So now I hope you will be able to answer the question. So first one, minus 13 multiplicative inverse. What is the denominator here? It's 1, right? So what we are going to do, if we have to find that number, if we multiply minus 13 by 1, by that number the answer should be 1. So that number has to be, as first one is negative, so it also has to be negative, and 13 by 1 will become 1 by 13, so 13 gets cancelled, 1 gets cancelled, and the answer becomes plus 1, right? So you don't have to do this, you just have to write the answer. So you can write it like this, multiplicative inverse of, you can write in words, multiplicative inverse of minus 13 is this, minus 1 by 13. You can do it like this now, as minus 13 by 1 multiplied by minus 1 by 13 gives 1. You can write it like this. Okay. So now let's look at the next question. So next question was minus 13 by 19. So I am going to do that question now, minus 13 by 19. So minus 13 by 19, you can directly write the answer now. I am going to directly tell you the answer, multiplicative inverse. Minus 13 by 19, what we do to find the multiplicative inverse? Remember, just convert the numerator, interchange the numerator and denominator. Don't change the sign. So minus remains as it is. 19 goes in the numerator, 13 comes down in the denominator. That's it. Fine. Fantastic. So this is the final answer. Okay. Simple. Third question, 1 by 5. To find the multiplicative inverse, what we have to do? Just interchange the numerator and denominator. 5 by 1 by 5 becomes 5 by 1. That's it. Don't give the equal to sign. Okay. You have to, you can give arrow. You can tell that 1 by 5 multiplicative inverse is 5 by 1. But if you give equal to sign, then the meaning changes, because these two numbers are not equal at all. 5 by 1 is 5 and 1 by 5, if you divide, you get the answer 0.20. So never give the equal to sign in between. Now to find the next number, multiplicative inverse of the next one, this is a little bit a tricky question, not much difficult. Minus 5 by 8 multiplied by minus 3 by 7. First of all, we will solve this one. So minus into minus becomes plus, 5 times of 3 becomes 15, 8 times of 7 becomes 56. Now we are going to write the multiplicative inverse of this number. Multiplicative inverse. So 15 by 56 will become 56 by 15. That's it. Simple. Or what you can do it other way also. Minus 5 by 8 multiplied by minus 3 by 7 was the question. To get the multiplicative inverse, what you can do? You can just reverse, right? So minus 5 by 8 becomes minus 8 by 5 and minus 3 by 7 becomes minus 7 by 3. Still See what will be your answer. 8 times of 7 is 56, minus into minus is plus, 5 is the 15. So the answer remains the same. See, even if you first multiply and then write the answer, or if you keep it as it is without finding the answer, it's the same thing. I hope you have understood. Now let's go to the second last question. So minus 1 multiplied by minus 2 by 5. So what is the numerator, denominator in the minus 1? Minus 1 only. Minus 1 divided by 1, right? So you can do it both ways, as I told you in the previous question also. What you can do, first find the value of this. Minus into minus becomes plus, 2 times 1 is 2, 5 times 1 is 5. So now the number is 2 by 5, so its multiplicative inverse will be 5 by 2. Either you can do it like this, or what you can do, the number was minus 1 by 1 multiplied by minus 2 by 5. You can just minus 2 by 5, this one is simple, it will become minus 5 by 2, right? So just interchange the numerator and denominator. Here minus 1 by 1 will remain as it is, because even if we interchange, it is going to remain the same. So what is the answer that we get? Minus into minus is plus, 5 times 1 is 5, 2 times 1 is 2. See, the answer remains the same. Now the last question. Minus 1, and we have to find the multiplicative inverse. Minus 1, what is the denominator? 1. So the multiplicative inverse, only what happens? Numerator becomes denominator, denominator becomes numerator. We don't change the sign. Remember this, okay? So it remains as it is, right? So if we are asked, tell me which numbers and their reciprocals or multiplicative inverse are the same. So the two numbers are 1 and minus 1. What is the multiplicative inverse of 1? Because it is 1 by 1, right? So 1 by 1 remains 1 by 1 only. And also minus 1 by 1 also remains minus 1 by 1, even if we interchange the numerator and denominator. So these are the two numbers 1 and minus 1 whose multiplicative inverse are the same numbers. 1's multiplicative inverse is 1, minus 1's multiplicative inverse is minus 1. I hope you have understood. If you have any doubt, feel free to go to the comment box and ask the questions. I will definitely give the answers. If you like the video, please share with your friends. You can also please subscribe to the channel, and tell me on which subject, on which chapter, on which exercise you want me to make the new video, and I will try to make the video on that topic only first. Okay, take care, bye bye, see you in the next video.